открыть. Сейчас я закрою, ладно. У меня стрим идет уже, кстати. Я просто встал. Давай. Hi everybody. I had to close my window because it's kind of noisy here. There is a road right next, sort of almost a highway. It will be a highway in a couple of years. We are staying in the place outside on the outskirts of the St. Petersburg, not in the St. Petersburg itself. So, okay. So let us see. Already have some people challenging me. All right, good job. Good job, guys. So you have 2 hours to challenge me today. I play everybody. Hopefully in the channel. All right. Yeah, that's how I played against Vienna. I just simply developed this bishop here, and I trade those bishops, and I kick this knight out. That's basically it. Okay, friends offline, friends online. Let's see if Lichess is... some reason my streamer is not showing up. My stream is not showing up online. But that's okay. That is alright. This is the night for the viewers. Good evening, Interactive Chess. Radagast, how are you? So, I started a little bit earlier, so give you guys a head start, yeah? A tiny little bit of the head start. Okay, A5. Trying to get some weaknesses there. Not as many as I think they are. Yeah, London is extremely solid, man. Yeah, when I play this black, I realized, you know, it's really difficult to win. Really difficult to win with black. Even against the... oh, alright. Awesome. Alright, so let's bring the queen into the game. Then we're gonna start sort of some kind of attack here. Alright, my stream is actually showing up on Lichess. Okay, good. Good, that's good. Okay, so double the trouble. Queen f5 probably is slightly bit more accurate. But I just want to go for the standard attack here on the king side. So let's see, b3 sounds good. Probably knight has to go to d6 now. And what is next for white? Just trade. Okay. That looks good. Let's play d4. Make sure this pawn structure with the knight on d3. Now that the knight is on d3, it should not be that great for white, right? This knight is not that great on this, in that particular place. Hi Andromeda, what's up, man? So knight is heading to f3. In the meantime, we go with our rook there. Right, bishop c5. Trying to trade the rooks. Okay, but if I take, and I play queen a1, I go for that bishop b4 thing. Shouldn't be white be worse here after this? I mean, the idea is that I attack this thing, right? I keep the spin, and I attack the pawn on b3. That is the plan. So I grab this thing, I grab this pawn, and I get an extra pawn in the queen endgame, which is pretty good for me. Right, and then b5. Maybe just king g7 first. Let's see what white does. And it's a pawn, right? It's a pawn. So this is technically winning. Hi guys, hi everyone. Careful wombats. You're very careful wombats, aren't you? So this means I get the second pawn. And that's basically game over. Centralize. And push the pawn. In this case, just like in the rook endgame, queen behind. And be very careful. Don't blunder anything. Thank you for the game. Alright. A check on c4 was handy. Yes, it was. That is correct. Although, you know what, it was still a pawn up, right? So even without the check, I would get that extra pawn. Oh, as I am. Would you like to invite you to Team Alpha? Thank you for the invitation. We'll carefully consider this offer. Okay, King f8. I think Ivanchuk played it against me. I think I covered this in my book. And then I play bishop d3. And basically what I do here is just like to take this pawn and castle. Well, because I get the b file, if he wants to trade on d3, that kind of helps me with the... Alright, h5. Now I have to be slightly careful here. Where to put my queen? Probably queen f4. And yeah, so I covered this. Did he not give queen a8 and queen b7? But then I take on a4. Yeah, queen a8, king g7, queen b7, queen takes a4, right? So I still keep the pawn because hi Dugis, what up? What's up, man? Okay. So a4 looks normal, right? Well, this is basically what happened in Nepo versus my god, Maxim, right? Maxim game. That's what happened, basically. Yeah. And then Nepo went c4. Of course, his rook was on g8 and pawn on h6, and white pawn was on h5, which is probably a superior version for white, right? If my pawn was on h5, right, then I can kick this knight out with the knight g4. All right, so let's pretend that we want to play this move, and let's keep the center. We need to open the bishop diagonal. Thanks for following. Bonsoir, Paul. Black needs to castle's rook g8. All right, nice job getting the Lichess streamer set up. Thank you, Mixfitch. Hi, Lake. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see everybody, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Bishop d6, probably a little bit off course. So let's bring the queen back to d2. And then we're gonna try to get somewhere along the b file, right? Because black is disconnected with his rooks here. So let's try to use it to our advantage and grab some files here or attack this weak pawn, right? This is kind of weak pawn. So queen d3. If knight f4, I don't think that's gonna work, right? I should have played rook b1, of course, but all right, that's the minor setback. And now with the pawn on a5, things are looking up all right, right? So rook b7, immediately hit the pawn, the rook cannot protect it. So this is the reason, you see how powerful bishop is on c5? It cuts off the c file, it takes a lot of squares, basically very, very powerful bishop. Okay, grab, rook f7 comes handy, right? Some small tactics is always nice. And that means we can double our rooks here, which we are going to do. And then we can probably just grab this, and queen h5 is a huge threat. So this should be pretty much winning. Anyway you cut it. Right? So as I said, just grab the file, infiltrate, and then stuff will happen. Because, again, the king and those rooks are disconnected, and that's the reason why I like these positions as white. Because white has this, maybe it's not a large advantage, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice advantage, all right? Chat fills quickly. That's nice. Hi, Cormoran. What's up? So, Berlin is also rage, right? Just like martial attack was before. Now it's Berlin. And 94. In classical games, I usually play bishop b4 just to be very solid. Rook f7 was sweet, yeah? You guys like that move. Thank you. You guys like that move. Thank you so much. So, let's kick this knight out. So this is basically Philidor, except that white doesn't have the light squared bishop anymore, right? So this is a good Philidor for black now. And I have a pair of bishops, just complete my development. That light squared bishop in Philidor is extremely important for white, right? He has a lot of things over there. He's doing a lot of stuff. a5. I guess let's play b6. Prevent that a5. It's funny how black plays b6, a6, and d6, c6, right? Put his entire queenside pawn formation on the 6th rank. But it is very solid. Hi, Ardan. What's up? Yeah, rib bishops. Pair of bishops is strong stuff, right? It's strong stuff. It's stronger than... it's like they used to tell you, what are you smoking, man? But these days it's no longer that funny. Now I can go into the Najdorf, because the Najdorf with pair of bishops is definitely good. Because white doesn't get the control of the d5 square, right? And if he takes with the pawn, that means the c file will later open. So again, we play structurally, right? Normally I would play c5, but then it closes the position, and then his knights will be okay in a closed position. So whenever you get a chance to open up the position, then you should do it, right? Again, play slowly, carefully, make sure all those pawn moves, you know, development, bishop goes to probably d7 followed by b5. Although bishop b7 maybe is possible. I kind of like the bishop on f5, to be honest, right? A little bit closer to the king, sort of controls the important diagonal. So that would look really nice to me. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's play h6 first. And once he takes it, g4, trying to play along the squares, nice. It's a nice concept. Trying to play g5 maybe, I don't know, I don't think so. So let's play bishop e7 anyway. You know, because we're getting that 94 away with the tempo. Now he wants to play d6 at some point, I guess. So let's play f5 anyway. And let's see where this takes us, right? Because tempi are important in chess. Tempi are important. So the only question is what I'm going to do if he plays knight takes c5, right? That is kind of important question. That is an important question. And the answer is I don't know. Because I don't want to just allow his knight to go to c6. At the same time, I can play bishop g5, right? I mean, it's that tactic. So 95, bishop g5, and then he has f4. All right, but then my bishop is free now, right? And just g6. Probably just g6, although I don't know, bishop on f4 looks also nice. Yeah, we improved that bishop, right? So we're using basically white's moves against himself, right? That's how you basically play. So every pawn move creates some sort of potential weakness. So that's why I'm very careful with my pawn structure. Because pawns don't go back, right? Your book is awesome. Thank you, Sambit. Oh my god, this is the Fischer random chess. Good choice, Rada. I like that. I like that choice. Your top 50 Blitz on Lee chess has the trophy in my profile. Great. Great. Can you play Pierce today, or do you prefer to keep your Pierce analysis secret? No. See, whatever analysis I make, they kind of get really quickly outdated. So it makes no sense to keep stuff secret. At least for me. GG. Not bad, interactive chess. Not bad. Yeah. I think you should have still went for that knight takes e5 instead of knight h2, right? Because that's the reason you played rook a d1. You wanted to take on e5 and play d6. That makes perfect sense. So knight e5, bishop g5, f4, right? And where did you get the name of fame? It's not a name. It's a nick. It's a nick, right? It's kind of like tricky thing. Anyway, knight of 7. Okay. Knight of 7 is interesting. Let's go and fight for the center, because I kind of liked my bishop on e1 develop to c3 potentially. But right now he goes to d2. So this is the way I look at these positions in Fischer random chess. Is like, can you make this position analogous to anything or any opening line that you know or heard of? And to me, once I put the bishop on d2 and with the bishop on h1, it starts to look a little bit like English, right? English opening. So that's what I'm gonna aim for with white. That's how I'm gonna play, like bishop d2, knight e3, right? And then we get some sort of the English mix. Yeah, it's crazy, but a little bit. This is the future of chess. It is definitely has a high potential for that. However, a lot of grandmasters who are playing based on their home prep, they are against this chess, because obviously then their prep is completely nullified and they will have to start over, right? So these guys are not happy at all with the Fischer random chess. They're not happy. I can understand that, right? Because a lot of these guys, they don't have practical like talent, right? Or understanding. They take with the many-hour work of analyzing the opening lines very deeply, and these guys will be out of job if suddenly Fischer random chess becomes the only chess online. Thank God it is not, right? And thank God it is not. Thank God all kinds of chess variants and everything, they are available and ready to play. Probably b3. Make sure we hide our king. I could have played knight e3 and long castle, right? But yeah, I keep forgetting about the long castling rules here. So h5, h3. We got a nice pawn majority on the king side, right? My f5 pawn. Again, remember I was talking about the structure. In the endgame, this f5 pawn, it basically will win me the endgame, right? Because it's pass protected pawn. So, Convlad spectating. All right, thank you, Mr. Convlad, for spectating. We appreciate your spectation, expecting or spectating experience. Are you playing with the viewers? Yes, I'm playing with the viewers, so you guys should challenge me. All right, g5. Wow, what a concept. I like this move, man. I like this move. However, if I take, you probably take with the e-pawn. Yeah, okay, so let's develop first. Let's play knight e3. Let's finish the development. Let's put rook to d1, bishop to c3. That completes our development, right? And then we are ready to take on f4, and then play knight d5, and then play e5 and push these pawns. So my bishop on h1 is kind of playing a support role for now, right? It supports this e4, d5 pawn formation. And yeah, Gata is funny. Well, it's Vlad, right? Vlad is the last name. So how many Vlads do you know that play chess? In the elite, right? How many Vlads do you know? So let's think logically. Levon is not Vlad, right? And so is not Naka. But I get the gift of a pawn. Alright. Rather, that was nice effort, man. Not bad. Okay. Is 5 plus 0 a problem? Yes, because it's only 2 hours. I'm trying to play everyone, so let's make it 3-0. So I apologize, Zuckertort. Redo your challenge. And all right, Mr. Zuckertort, redo a challenge. Good games, thank you. All right, let's try to be fair, right? So, okay. Might be Kramnik. Oh, there is also Kramnik. Yeah, but he's retired, guys. Remember, he is retired, so you're not gonna find Kramnik anywhere near Lichess or even chess.com or chess24. You're not gonna find him there, guys. I can almost guarantee you 99% that Vlad is not playing on these sites, especially for free, right? He's the world champion, for God's sakes. That means he is the dude. Alright, knight f3. Is that how they play this position? I think so, right? Knight f5, d4. My God, Wesley So is like the hugest expert on this line. Huge. And I think there is some kind of new move with knight a3 here. I think the computer likes this move. The idea is that you go for this bishop, and if black plays a6, then you kind of waste time on playing a6, okay? But now you grab the bishop, and things are looking up for white. Things are starting to look... g4 looks very interesting. Very interesting. However, after f5... I don't know, let's play g4 just for fun's sake. Because now you gotta play knight h6, right? That means if I grab on h6, you gotta grab with the pawn. Because knight on e7 is hanging. Okay. Having figured that stuff out, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now? I don't know. I thought that was a cool idea to sack this thing. Where should I put my knight? Also a big question. And what I'm gonna do if black plays f5, right? Alright, so let's play h3 for now. Let's play h3 for now. I mean, I probably you don't play g4, right? You don't play g4, and you're next on the list. You should also redo your challenge. If you say we're next on the list, then you're next on the list, man. That's fine. Okay. So now we can probably play queen d2, take, check, queen g6, rook e7, f3. That's probably too many pawns. But if I grab your pawn, you know, I'm a pawn grabber, right? So I'm gonna grab your pawn. I mean, it's kind of doubled, but it's kind of still free stuff. Okay. So it's kind of free pawn. So queen d2, make sure we don't blunder any mates there. Also taking away that important f4 square away from the black queen. Because this pawn on h5, it kind of takes this important square from black knight on e7. Right now, so he has to play this. Then we play knight e5, of course. Creating some counter threats of our own. Queen f4 looks nice, but let's try to improve our bishop. And the threat is, of course, bishop f5 now, followed by knight f7. So black gotta be careful here. He's gotta be careful. And my rooks are ready to go to g1. So probably small advantage for white. I'm not sure. You're sure is that pronounced as Gerant or Gerant? Rank world number 8 in 1990. I thought that was number 5. Actually, I thought that was number 5, not number 8. At some point. And of course, after I won the World Cup in 2007, you know, because I was supposed to be originally the challenger for the world title, but later they mixed in Topalov thing. So officially, after that, in that tournament, after winning that tournament, I considered myself to be number 3 in the world in 2007 after winning the World Cup. And I thought that was a probably bigger achievement than reaching number 5 in the 90s along the ratings. Okay, right, so we don't play this game, so we are playing... Alright, we're waiting for Sir Durant to redo his challenge. No need to apologize, man. Alright, so... Alright, but guys, come on. Don't try to play 5-0, it's too much. Okay. For some reason, when you are higher rated, you get a lot more whites than blacks. Probably system, probably built in. So it's not my fault, because I'm doing the random challenge. If you want me to play black, then challenge me with specific color, okay? Then you can challenge me with a specific color. I'll accept it still. Don't worry about that. Alright, so if you want to play a specific color against me, just pick that. Right, thank you, Lucas. Alright, no 3 twos, 3, yeah. 3 zeros, please, because I'm trying to play a lot of people here, and it'll be only fair. Okay, so we're also not forgetting that today is Monday, right? And on Friday I have subscriber simul coming up. So that's a huge fun event for a lot of people. Oh, but in this case, I think I play... knight a6, you're preparing for my e5, I guess, right? You are preparing for my e5. Alright, so let's play bishop h2 first. And then I can probably go for this e5 thing. Let's see. But if you play d5, then if you play like this, that whole on b5 is mighty inviting, yeah? I don't know. Yeah. Well, interesting way to play, to be honest. Interesting way to play this. Fine, I'll play bishop d3. Just complete my development. Yeah, this is the first time I see something like this. I'm a little bit shocked at you know, all these positional concessions by black, but I am you know, slightly behind the development. But once I castle and play rook e1, rook c1, white will be better because of that structure. But you know, I need to castle first. Should you like to take the center? Yes, I'll challenge you to 1+0. Yes, okay, you can do that. Just don't expect it to be a more quality game from me, okay? I'm not really a bullet player. So if you want to just have fun bullet game, I'll play you, man. It's up to you. I'll play you. Yeah. Sphinx is fake. Sphinx? What? Sphinx? You lost me there, man. Successfully managed to lose me in that huge track. I just gave you back the pawn. You know, no, don't. Yeah, because development is something that's even more. It's more important to me than pawns. Okay, that is where the I don't grab pawns. That's probably an exception. Usually I grab pawns, but except where my development is at stake, because development takes priority. For sure. Yeah, that's why the Dukes line in the London system is like, to me, it's like, kind of, you know, it's good, but that lead on the development that I have with white, gives me a very nice feeling in my stomach, to be honest. But it works. Right, it's just like that silly Knight of Poison pawn variation that also works. Precisely because a lot of analysis, very careful play, leads to playable positions for black, right? Frappuccino! Where is Frappuccino? Where is my mod? Where is my moderator? What did you guys do to Frappuccino? Oh, yeah, there you go. Alright. Hi, Frappuccino. How are you, man? How are they treating you in other channels? Hopefully better. Now that you have established yourself a good reputation by being a mod on this channel. Whoa. Pawns. Free pawns. Free stuff. Good. Alright. We got 2 extra pawns now. We consider ourselves to be very lucky. So it's time to, you know, it's time to go in and do some damage. So that bishop on h2 is it's a good bishop, right? So bishop b5, taking away the e8 square. Sorry for the time, but the position probably was not that great for black. Marching to 2800. Hi Paul, hi everybody, DHU. Yasser's pawn grabbing technique to another level. Too fast for you? Well, yeah, you can improve on that line, man. So my goal whenever you do something like this is that hopefully you guys analyze your games after, you know, first by yourself, and then if if you need help with the engine, try to understand what went wrong, where did it go wrong, and learn. Okay, because this is not the type of experience where I'm like, oh, I'm a cool guy, I beat you and I'm very cool, right? That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the experience where you basically is knight b5 a move here? I kind of remember seeing something like this, but not sure. So my goal is that you analyze and improve after playing me. All right, that's my goal, guys. All right, this one has increments. All right, as long as it's no more than 1 second, it's fine. No, e5, I've seen it before, man. I've seen it. I swear, I've seen it. It's just that probably I should just take here and play queen c2 because okay, rook b1. So black doesn't get any funny ideas with d3 and bishop takes b2 because these double pawns there, they will be eaten, right? We don't have knights anymore. So that means once I double on the d file, bring my bishop to f2, and this pawn is history. So black has to be very, you know, very accurate now, trying to create some counterplay by opening the e file, playing f5 or something, right? He has to do something before I manage to get my ideal setup, right? So it could be even bishop c1, b2, it doesn't have to be f2, right? So that is my plan. So black knows my plan now. So let's see what he's gonna do with this. Let's see what he's gonna do about it. Again, all the endgames are pretty bad for black because you know, because of these double pawns. What there isn't supposed to be only 20k viewers for what? Captivara. Okay. Right, and we're looking forward to probably some d5, right? So ideally you want to play d5 and grab this. That's how you undouble your pawns, basically. That is how you do it. I mean, it's not so easy, but even then, in the endgame, once my king goes to d3, I trade the queens. This pawn on d4 will be a source of constant worry and problems for black. Believe me. I know it because I played it such stuff on the black side and I didn't like it. Okay, so rook e4, fighting for the line, because this is the only open e file, and again I want to trade everything and get into the endgame. That is my goal. To play b4, make this a weakness? Probably not. Take on a4 though. It's probably interesting. So alright, let's take this pawn. Let's take this pawn. Let's see a pawn grabbing skills, man. And now just king f1. Bring king tiny bit closer so I don't need Luft anymore, right? This guy, oh, I forgot about this, right? Okay, I forgot. Alright. I forgot about that. So queen b3. And we are moving closer to the endgame. c5 check, probably. Trying to figure out if I can do something here. So if I grab this, actually black is playing good game. Yeah, he managed to improve. Okay, queen d6 looks good. Let's hit this rook first. Black is playing a good game. Money is money. Farm 12-year-olds for their parents' money. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That sounds pretty bad, man. If you make it sound like that, it sounds pretty bad. So, the kingo goes to d3. This also means we probably will play a4, try to push this pawn ASAP. Kind of like bishop b4 here. Prevent that king t5 because of check. Maybe prevent, but it doesn't look like I am preventing this much, yeah? So bishop c5. Does this even work? I thought I can play this, but I'm not so sure now. Yeah, I should be able to play this on rook c3, right? Because I attacked this bishop. Yeah, this should be playable. Yeah, this is winning. Okay, this is winning. All right, so not bad, not a bad game. Can you play blindfold versus me? I don't want to play blindfold chess, man. I don't like blindfold chess, to be honest. So Jorel chess. Okay. I don't like blindfold chess, guys. It's just I don't like it. It's just too much problems. Again, remember how I told you whenever I try to play the first-person shooter games, right? They don't work for me. This is basically the same. Bishop e2, chicken move, right? I forgot. I'm playing chicken move. Yeah, that's true. This is chicken chess. I agree. But I forgot the right way to play this position. Yeah, Scandinavian always gave me a lot of trouble. Yeah, I hate this knight on c3. Alright, so let's play something, right? Let us play something. Queen e2. Just get some space. Develop. I mean, we do have a lead on development. That's always nice. That is always nice. So I want to test this. Can I just go berserk and play f4 here? And just go f5. And just go berserk. Yeah, Scandinavian actually is a good opening because not many people play this opening, and a lot of analysis, of course. But I've been known to play Scandinavian myself once in the blue moon. But queen d8, it was probably not that great, right? Because now I can take this, and now you have to take with the pawn. And that means this pawn is gonna be weak, right? So stuff like bishop g7 should be, I think, on autopilot, yeah? Does it work? I don't know, but it looks like fun. Looks like fun, but does it work, yeah? Does it really work? I don't know. Well, I don't know, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Queen g4 instead, maybe, but then just g6. I don't know, queen f3, g6. f6 is coming, queen h5. So bishop g7, king g7. Then queen g4, king h8, rook f7, rook f7, rook f7, bishop f6. That's what saves him, right? That's the move that saves him. So, okay. So what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now? I feel like there should be something. I don't know, just when I don't know what to do, just play a solid move. Just play a very solid move and grab this pawn, right? Yeah, you should have played queen d7. Without that, rook f7 was terrible. Queen d7, cover the e6 square, prepare rook d8 to protect this pawn on d5, right? Because then you'll be okay. Now this looks pretty bad for black, because these are double pawns, and I get this nice pawn formation. So this is good stuff for me. Maybe I'm not winning, maybe, but that is a different matter. That is a different matter. You had to play rook a5, I think, but this might work. I don't know. Check. Actually, I get 2 extra pawns, right? So 2 extra pawns should be enough, to be honest. 2 extra pawns should be enough. King h2. Rook 7. Right. Just push this pawn. H4. And this should be the famous trousers, right? The famous trousers. This is the right move, I think. And h7, whatever you do. So you take on d6, h7, king c7, rook a8 wins. It still wins. Still wins, man. Yeah, that's what I said, right? That's how you win. All right, so that was the kind of endgame technique. You have to be aware of these things, right? Do you speak French? No, but my wife does. Thank you for following. Peru, we have people from Peru. Good. That clip is gold. All right, I'll never tire of watching that clip. Think the Wesley So line against London is okay? Yes, I played it myself, actually, so it's not bad. Nice to see you too, Osna Chess. A little thinner, but always need a haircut. Wow, so many suggestions already. Okay. I kind of like my haircut, man. I look thinner, but that thanks to my wife's diet. So, gotta say huge thanks to my wife. She takes care of my food. Yeah, so I feel actually really good, thank God. So we have to knock 9 times on the table like Master Dre have taught us, right? Not to jinx. And all right, so there is this line, right? There is this line, and so the 95 is actually a fun line, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's gonna catch, but that is my new way of playing against queen c7, against this early bishop d6 and c5, and usually black plays knight b7 this position, right? So it's slightly different. So 95 is kind of my new way of playing this position. I think it's not a bad move, and this is bad because of bishop d is, yeah, it should be like this immediately, probably, yeah, probably even immediately. Oh, okay, then knight g5. Does it work? Okay, let's try it. I don't know. I'm probably missing some tactics, but let's find out. Let us find out. Actually, let's just grab this thing. Let's just grab this thing, grab this thing. And you're not really threatening to take on h7 because of... then I'm gonna just play knight h3. Actually, can I take this? No, that's too much material, right? Alright, what is going on here, man? What is going on? Knight h3. Okay, I misplayed it somewhere. I have this feeling I completely misplayed this position. But it's still better for white. It gotta be still better for white. Knight g5 back. This knight g5 back. And we have dancing knights, right? All over the board. My god. Then we have check. And we have knight d6. Look at these knights. Man. Wow. Knights are everywhere, right? Everywhere. Making sure black doesn't have any cheap trick, right? It's extremely important not to allow any cheap tricks, okay? In London system, that's rule number 1. No cheapos allowed. Yeah, complete dark square domination. Complete dark square domination. That poor bishop on c8 has no targets at all. Yeah, now that's what I like to see. So let's kick this queen out. Okay. I don't know. Queen e3 looks good. Let's prepare the retirement home for the knight on d6. It did a lot of great work, right? But it's time to come home. So knight d4. Let's just play g4 maybe. h4. Hell, let's go h4, man. Let's go h4. Just castle. And prepare the launch on the queens. Well, he wants to attack me. My god, this guy really wants to attack me. Nice. Alright, let's kick this queen out. And how I'm gonna win this game, I don't know. Trying to open up. Okay. cb2, let's play b3 maybe. Oh, there is knight d2, queen b1. Sneaky. Fine, I'll just take this. Rook f1. Knight f6. Grab. So you don't have illusions. Check. Alright, do you seriously hope there is something, I guess? So there is check, check, and mate, right? Alright, so let's not allow that. So play like this. So there is check. I don't think there is more than that. That's the reason I played queen d3, so my king can run. So it's run, forest, run. It run, forest, run, right? Queen d4 check. Rook h1 check. Oh, it's actual mate. Alright, so again, I was playing too much. It was absolutely winning, but dark squares, right? You get the sweet squares. Do you speak fluent Russian? Yes, I do. Thank God. Is Russian origin? Yes, that's true. But sometimes, you know, when people, kids, I know I've known a lot of Ukrainian Russians who, as kids, were moved to the United States and they barely spoke Russian, and if they did, it usually was a tremendous accent. So then again, having an accent sometimes can be a good thing, right? Because it just gets that extra spice, right? You grew up in the early 90s learning from your games. Thank you very much, KAMA, mate. All right, play. Yeah, I'm gonna play everybody. Dukis is next, in fact. All right, so he plays white against me. So Dukis, let's test your Dutch. What are you doing in Dutch defense? Yeah, guys. Okay, hold on a second, guys. This is a serious game because Dukis is always preparing really well for me. He knows his stuff, right? All right, h6. Push this bishop away. Grab with the knight. Okay. Can I just play e5 here? And go for the structure. This should be interesting. So if I grab this and just completed my development. Oh, e5. Wait, but your rook is gonna be my God, I can't speak English. I cannot speak English. Then you have knight e5 though, right? But how far will that knight go? All right, so queen e7, knight e5, queen f7, right? So how does that work? Oh, you had e takes d6, man, and then knight c7 check, right? You had that. You had that line. Right, let's grab this pawn while we can, because then we will not be able to grab such a pawn. And right now we can. And I think it's gonna look pretty funny, but oh, 95 queen e2 immediately. I see. All right, so let's castle. Let's finish the maneuvers. And we're gonna go after this e5 pawn, because I think my dark squared bishop is providing me not only very great defensive opportunities, but also he has no rival, right? And white king on c1, in true King's Indian fashion, it will be under pressure. Would you agree that playing London system against Kid is especially pleasant? It is not bad. You don't know who to root for. Oh my God, it's complicated. I can't speak for, but I think most London will think against Kid is not as pleasant. Bishop is often... Yes, exactly. Right, exactly. Very good point, man. Against the d6 pawn, the bishop on the London bishop is often playing the waiting role, right? He is waiting like a coiled spring to get into the action. So yes, that's what I like to play against London myself most of the times. I like the d6, b6, these structures, right? Then just double fianchettoing my bishops. That's what I do myself against the London, because that pawn on d6 is not... Yeah, but there are like so many nuances still, right? If white ever breaks through with c4, c5, and that bishop comes alive, yeah, I mean, black will have problems. So, again, you know, it's not about the opening itself per se, right? It's about your, it's how you play later, how you play the middle game, and if black survives until the end game, right? Pure defense question: why do Fischer play knight f6 instead of bishop g7? How would I know? I have no idea. Bishop g7, a6, b5. I think is more modern way to play this. It's like improved Hippo, right? But knight f6 was very old Pierce line. If you go back, remember there were people who were playing f4 line against knight f6, right? So they did that. So we grab this pawn. And I have an idea what Duke is thinking about. Yeah, we know Mr. Duke as well. We knew he was going to go for this. I had a good feeling that he might go for this line, man. And the idea is that if I take on d3, rook takes bishop e5, there is rook e3, and then queen c3 going on, right? So, which is why I probably have to play this bishop f6 move. And so I can just block it with my king instead, right? That's fine, because that is absolutely fine. So let's play bishop g7 back. And now black should be winning because white has no attack anymore, right? No more attack for you, man. That means black can just enjoy life and go like queen trades, whatever. All right, so we survived the Dutch, right? Dutch is also a good opening. Is the hippo good opening? It's a very good opening for me in Blitz, I think. Recent Twitch drama with Nakamura, Feingold, and popular Twitch streamers. I have no idea. I don't follow the dramas. I try not to follow the dramas at all because, you know, when you're my age, I mean, not my age, but when you get older, you know, there is a good saying. Like when you get older and you are sitting next to a person who is trying to create some drama, right? Basically, when you're at that age, you just want to get up and wish them really well and just walk away, right? That's because, you know, this peaceful presence of mind is more important than any drama, right? Drama is for the youngsters, right? It's for the kids, youngsters, etc. Right. So that's my advice to you, you know, because those nervous cells, right, they regenerate extremely, extremely slow, right? So you want to keep them. My wife is very happy about my comment. All right, thank you, darling. So my advice to you, stay away from the drama if you want to live healthy and pleasant life. Okay. Sometimes you cannot get away from it, and then you just, you know, be wise about things, right? Sometimes you can't get away from stuff. I understand. You gotta make tough choices. That happens to everybody. Yeah, that's a pretty well-known stuff. Yeah, they drumming up business. That's true. Oh, I don't castle here. I don't castle. I keep forgetting. I usually play c6, a6, b5 lines in this. Oh, but bishop g5. Wait a second. I know this line. Here I play knight a6. This is the line that me and my wife looked. But we looked at it with the Averbach. But maybe it works here as well because h3. And the idea is you don't want to play c5, but instead you want to play c6. And then knight c7 goes to e6, sneaky, right? Super sneaky knight, but he wants to go here and attack this bishop and sort of keep an eye on this d4 pawn. So if you remember, guys, there's this kid with the g3 where black gives up his bishop for white's knight on f3, and then he plays knight a6, knight c7, knight e6, knight d7, he goes for the d4 square fight, right? So somewhat similar. So knight a6 actually works really well if white plays f4. That is true. Usually that's how you want to play it, right? And now we basically switch to the main line. h3, knight f3, bishop d3. I'm not sure if bishop g5 is the... Okay, so he plays d5. In this case, I usually just play h6 maybe. And then we wait for white to declare his intention. We wait, and maybe I just play knight h5 now, right? Because if white plays queen d2, I'm very happy to give white this pawn. It just opens my bishop. Like if you look at some Rajabov game, which I highly recommend, he was a very strong King's Indian expert for black. He would just voluntarily give up this pawn just to prevent white knight to block e4 his bishop on g7, right? And that gives, he made a lot of draws that way. My wife, she's a women's grandmaster, all right? She is, be nice to my wife. She is a women's grandmaster, very strong player. She played longer with me in the last year's Grand Swiss tournament, right? Because she participated in the women's qualifier, right? There was a Chess.com, they did the qualifier for women, and that's how she got in on Chess.com. I mean, she took second place behind Seabag, but Seabag Marie, she was very nice. I don't know what happened, but she...
No, they just decided to invite two
Nice.
places.
Oh, but she played also,
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Oh, she played in Grand Swiss also, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Oh, Marie
For
played...
some, yes. For some reasons they decided to extend...
So yeah, Chess.com decided to extend to two top places for women. So my wife played in the tournament. She played some fantastic King's Indian games. So yeah. So as I said, I analyze with my wife a lot of stuff. It really helps when you live in the chess family, right? It really does. So let's close this white king way out. And queen f6, right? No more attack for white. Maybe he wants to play h4. Maybe. Probably a good idea too, right? I'll play h4 here. I think if I was white, because if you just develop normally, then black is just gonna kill you. And now the question is probably king f7, right? Looks very good. The idea is that I want to meet h5 with g5, and now the rook goes to h8. So you see now we win a tempo compared to the previous position. And just g5. Queen h7 check, king f8, and no more checks, right? h6, rook e7, white queen is trapped, so that's how you defend, all right? Bogolubov was that. Rajab was one of my favorite. Too bad he quit. Well, when you marry a daughter of a minister, you don't really play chess anymore, man, right? That's what happened with Rajabov, yeah? That is what happened with Rajabov. Okay. Why is knight e6 and the kid more popular than the knight c6 line? Well, it is more popular, but you know, again, like a couple of years ago, when me and my wife were retaking a look at the King's Indian, we decided to look at the old Kasparov games, knight c6. Remember how Naka used to play kid all the time, right? He was scoring really well. So we decided to go to all those lines and analyze them with the modern engines. We spent probably close to like 2-3 weeks studying King's Indians, all the major lines, and we found a lot of interesting stuff. I'm telling you, kid is still alive. If you analyze it really well, I think it will get you a lot of points. And knight c6 is the huge fighting system still. It's still pretty damn good. Still pretty damn good, guys. Let me tell you that. That's why I started playing it again. That's why I started playing it for black now. No more Slav, no more Grunfelds, right? King's Indian. That is my opening of choice now, all right? Rajabov, Azerbaijani, KGB. Ooh, that is a very strong statement, man. Very strong statement. Is it something personal? I don't know. Do you play Bayonet and Kid? Yes, Bayonet is one very dangerous thing. That's true. It is still very, but the way I remember, the way I looked at it is that black is still doing okay, even in Bayonet. All right, black is still doing fine, even the Bayonet attack. You like to play against a 4-pawn attack? Well, Dukis, I think he is an expert on the 4-pawn attack line. I think he can answer your question. What is the state of chess in that line? All right, because I didn't really took a good look at 4 pawns. I think we did spend like a couple of days, maybe 2-3 days on 4-pawn attack, but we didn't really look into too much detail with my wife on that line. All right, so I'll be honest, I have no idea. I think we found some equality, but it's been such a long time, I don't remember. Would you recommend studying Ding Luren's kid games too? Sure. So many systems in kids so that you have to be ready for. That is true, but the good thing is that these are fighting systems, right? Oh, a5, knight c7, tricky. Tricky! All right. Since you allow my knight to go to e4, I'll take that invitation. I'll put the knight to e4. All right, so in this structure, sometimes what you gotta do with white is play, and then you can transpose sort of the game into this Nimzo thing, right? All right, so the knight goes back. Now we have a nice, nice targets, nice juicy targets, right? Potentially. And black has to be always very careful with those things because the pawns, they don't move back. Wasn't Larry expert? There were so many guys who played Kid so well, right? A lot of people played. I mean, it doesn't matter who plays it, as long as you know your stuff. I mean, nobody's gonna play it for you. You have to study it, right? You have to sit down and study, right? That's the only advice I can tell you. If you study, you can basically play anything, right? Anything. You heard it. You heard it. You can play anything, but you gotta study first. All right, knight c4, of course, immediately, right? Preventing e5. That's the reason I put the rook on the d file. Centralizing rooks always helps. Even in close positions like this, it does help to bring your rooks to the open files. Okay. Even Petrosian played the Kid. There you go. Even the great Petrosian played it. So now the only thing is my queen in e2. I'm not really happy about it. So let's transfer the queen to b3, where it will do a lot more than just sit pretty, right? So let's do that. 93 looks very interesting to me. But okay. Putting my bishops far away. Whoa, you're giving me light squared bishop, man. What did I do to deserve such an honor? So bishop goes to d6, I guess, right? So that's why I need to eliminate the defender of the key e5 square. And we got this nice square, guys. Nice square. Nice square for knights. Nice knight for a walk, man, right? So knight goes to e5 for sure. Knight goes. And we simply do the classical doubling of the rooks against the weakness on e6. Nothing superficial. Probably is a good time to play g4 at some points and start attacking these things while the knight is on c4. Queen h3, I blundered that. Is that a huge blunder? Hopefully it's not. Well, he didn't take it, but okay. Alright, thank you. And if I play b3 here... f3. Oh, I'm low on time. Alright, good job, man. Nice spot. You spotted me being much worse on time. Good job. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Talking too much, I guess. That's fine. Still, that position, of course, is much better for white. But good job. I beat Tal, that's true. I got really lucky to play Mr. Tal, the great legendary Tal. London system is not the best opening for white, but I like it. All right, you gotta have your you gotta have your favorite openings, right? You gotta have them because so many openings. There are some openings that you really like to play, and that's your favorite opening. Just analyze it. Kasparov and Fischer are the most famous kid players. That's true. What do you think Emil was lacking for more consistent results? I have no idea. Ask Emil. Is Kramnik still offering draws in inferior positions? Well, that was a long time ago. Okay. I feel bad about the writing about this in my book, but I was just trying to explain my position on how to notice the weaknesses in your opponent's play, right? And it can be not just a weakness in the chess per se, but related to chess, right? For example, a lot of players, even top players, when they're younger, right? For example, they don't like the position, they immediately offer a draw, right? So there is such a thing, so you have to watch out for that. So it doesn't say anything about I didn't want to say anything about the character, right? It doesn't say. It just says that, you know, watch out for your opponent's weaknesses and try to exploit them to the best of your ability. So that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing what I want to say about Kravnik, because of course I have huge respect for Vlad, right? He was the next world champion. He played absolutely great chess against Gary, right? A lot of world championship matches. He created a lot of killer openings. So huge respect for Vlad, of course. It's just whenever you play somebody on the board, right? You really want to crush them, right? That is your purpose of playing chess sometimes. You just play Karpov variation. Would you recommend playing against e4 if you're a London system type of player? You cannot play London against e4. I mean, come on. London is Slav reversed, right? Basically. King b1 was the trap that I set you, right? Now I win the queen. So before I played London, actually, no, that's not true. I started playing Slav and London about the same time. But against e4, I used to play Sicilian Khan. I started with the Spanish opening open line. And then I transposed into the martial attack, right? And then Brer. And then I really didn't like those positions, and I switched to Sicilians. I tried some Khan. But these days I like Pierce. So Pierce is the good fighting opening. Well, I kind of think knight f3 is more accurate to me because it prevents more choices by black, right? Because after you play bishop f4, you declare your intentions, right? And let's just, for example, just give me a second, guys, right? Lead chess, open new link, and analysis board, right? So you guys see the analysis board, right? So just to demonstrate my point. So you play d4, your opponent plays knight f6, and you play bishop f4. Now you give your opponent a lot of choice. He can now play g6 systems, right? He can play c5 move, right? And he can play like a lot of other crazy shit like this, or even d6. So you just simply give your opponent a lot of choice. But when I play knight f3, he has to now decide, because if he plays g6, if he is an e6 player but he doesn't like resulting London positions, right? If he wants to play g6 and go for the London this way, then you noticed maybe your opponent doesn't play King's Indian or Grunfeld, then you play c4 against such player. Then you kick his ass because he doesn't have any clue how to play the main lines, right? Then you just play something like this against such guy, right? Or for example, the Grunfeld players, right? The Grunfeld players, I'll give you a secret. They absolutely hate bishop g5 move because after g6 you just take on f6. This is no Grunfeld anymore. No, sir, right? They absolutely hate bishop g5 move. And so again, in my opinion, knight f3, it just gives black much less choice, right? And gives you more choice because you can always transpose into c4 later. So that's part of it, okay? Do you think some of the age of 47 can still become very good now at 23, 16, not playing for 20 years? Absolutely. I think anybody can become 2400, 2500 player. Okay, 2500 is not so simple, but 2400 player for sure. Okay. All right. d4, d5, then knight f3. All right. Okay, so that is also a choice. I like to play knight f3 personally. I like to play knight f3 against d5 first. Because against knight f3, they very rarely play c5. Against bishop f4 on the second move, there is c5 move, okay? Because black did not declare that knight on g8. Sometimes black wants to go f6, c5. Then it's very difficult to prove your advantage then. So, Mr. Qualm, are you online, sir? How do you feel about Sukertord and all Indian lines for white? I'm not sure. d5. All right. So knight f3. My favorite move order. I'm not saying it's the best move order, but I like it. Okay. So I like to play h3, prevent bishop g4, then e3, and c3, and just basically go onto this line, right? Bishop e2. Oh, but there is this line with, You know, Ding here, he plays knight d7 and e5 sometimes, yeah. But he did it with white against me. So I'm not sure if this works now for black. But sometimes black does that, for sure. Right? Okay, so, and this structure is just slightly better for white always. Slightly better because I consider the Carlsbad with the bishop on f4 is good. I mean, if you're playing Carlsbad with black, right, it is considered once black develops the bishop on f5 in a Carlsbad, in a standard one, and he trades off his light squared bishop, black is considered to be completely equal. So that's my treatment of this position. 97 in e5 is a clean equalizer? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It depends. Maybe I don't play h3 sometimes. You know, before the classical game, if I check what my opponent does, I will do video series, right, on the London system. Continue. I have only one system left in Nimzo types, right? e6, b6, bishop, b7, based on my game against Friedel, right, at the US Championship. So, okay. So bishop g7. So kind of like a4 here sometimes. Actually, I really... What am I doing? Why did I play queen d2? I usually put my queen on b3. What the hell? Okay, trades. So these trades are good for white. Make sure that your bishop serves a purpose. Queen d4, queen e7, so just queen d2. Connect the rooks, right? And then, I mean, maximum black can hope for is a draw here. Maximum black can hope for is a draw. So it's gonna be torture. First saves the move. It is significant. No, I don't think that actually saves a move. It gives black just too much choice, in my opinion. Then he can play d4, right? So bishop to f1. So if I take, can I play queen d4? Just very curious. This looks very interesting. So trying to win a tempo and get into that trade thing, right? Because I need to trade queens here. In this case, then I just grab this pawn, right? Because I am a pawn grabber. It's a clean pawn, right? It's just a pawn. No compensation. Yeah, you gotta watch out for GM moves, right? In king g7, you protect your queen, but you gave me the pawn. So, hello, Mr. Kamsky. Hi, Mr. Huram Qureshi. What is my wife's username on Lead Chess? She is not on Lead Chess. My wife is not on Lead Chess. Yes, bishop f4, c5, that's the move that I don't like, personally. That is the move that I don't like. That's the reason why I don't play bishop f4 in the second move. Correct. Hi, Grady Osus from Trompovsky. Fun opening, guys. It's fun opening. Exactly. Thank you for the queen. All right, you played so well the first part, but then you lost track, man. So, guys, remember, you can challenge me with the fixed color. I will play you. d4, f5, bishop f4. What to play against Dutch? Well, when you say bishop f4, you know, actually, bishop f4 is the line that Aronian plays, employs in Dutch, right? And if you want to look at that line, you should look at the game, I think, Aronian Carlsen, which is like 5 or 6 years ago or something. They had discussion on that. Here, I don't know, c3. You know, that's the reason why knight comes handy, because we are getting into this, I don't know. This looks more like Sicilian, right? Sicilian with second move c3. Small advantage for white. I like it. So the idea is you want to get that small advantage. Small advantage with white. How do you recommend to play against d5, c5, knight c6, knight f6, bishop f5 line? If black plays bishop f5, you take on c5, right? And if e6, then you go for that. Okay, yes, there is this e5 line. That is correct. Yeah, I just play. I just take on c5, go knight d4 there. I think it's slightly better for white. Hi everybody. Hi newcomers. Thank you for subscribing, man. d4 f5 against Dutch. Oh, what do I recommend against Dutch? I recommend knight c3, bishop g5 line. That's the line that that the guy killed me. LME, yeah, he is a huge expert on this stuff. Huge expert on these lines. Bishop g5, so we're getting some sort of really weird kid, right? Really strange. Bishop h4. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. I have no idea what I'm doing. G4, I think, maybe. Yeah, that's what you want to do, yeah. That's what you want to do. All right, so let's try to relocate my knight. Okay, so I completely misplayed it. I completely misplayed this part. But my knight is still going to e3 to make sure we cover that f5 square. That is one vital square that I want to take care of. London system. There is no refutation. Normal opening. It's not the illegal opening, man. The only question you should ask whether white has any advantage in London, and the answer is no. White does not have advantage in London, but it is a very tricky system. Tricky system with a huge potential to win the game by direct attack on your opponent king. Huge. Huge potential. So let's bring the bishop back to the land of the living. And we bring the bishop back successfully. And now black is stuck with the terrible bishop on g7. I'm not sure if should I even play g4 here. Probably not. Knight f5 looks good. Rook and king against Bacron. Did you know this theoretical endgame is just wing it? Rook and king. What? Rook and king. What? I have no idea. There are some. If you're talking about the game that we played in Sofia, where I won the rook and king versus the king and knight, there are some positions which are not easy for black to play. Right, and there are some tricks, especially if you manage to get your opponent king into the uncomfortable location, right? There's some tricks. I mean, no grandmaster in his right mind would ever agree to a draw in such positions. He would play on, regardless who is across. Regardless if it is the Magnus Carlsen sitting across you, the GM will play such. Did I just blunder stuff? Wait, okay, you blundered. Okay, good. Okay. Alright. Smyslov. Okay. What black apple opening do you recommend against e4 to play for the initiative? Pierce. We just mentioned it. Pierce is a good opening. Fighting opening. Highly recommend. Knight c3. Ooh, the end game. I mean, normally I play knight f3, but but you play king e8. Usually people play bishop b6 here, going to this endgame. I'm not sure. Why is that such a thing? Maybe because of knight f3, right? There's knight g5 coming or something. Knight g5. You cannot castle, right? But, knight g5 doesn't feel right. This move does not feel right, to be honest. Yeah, definitely does not feel right. All right, a3, play normal. Okay. So just play normal chess. Of course, what is normal chess? I cannot tell you. You got to experience it for yourself. If I play bishop e3, you're gonna play something sneaky like knight g4. Yeah, so let's play h3. Take the square away. Bishop e3, bishop c5. I see your point, man. Yeah, my knight on g5 sucks. Alright. Fine, let's bring the bishop to e3 anyway. Fine. I think black equalized here, yeah. Why isn't Pierce popular at Super Jam level? Because they don't have time to analyze it. Because they have so many other mainstream openings to analyze, they just don't have time. Because it's considered to be a side opening at the absolute top level. Alright, I'm currently doing something similar, knight c6 and then e5. Interesting. That is interesting. Sure. Okay. So basically we need to take over the d file, while black cannot really put his knight away from protecting this pawn, right? And now is the question, where should my bishop go? Where should this bishop go? I kind of feel like this bishop belongs on f1. I don't know why, but I do have this weird feeling. And now black is sort of trying to complete his development like this. Well, in this case you should play b4. Fix these pawns on the light squares. g3. At some point you really want to consider 91, playing f4. This knight on c3, I really would like to put this knight somewhere on b3. Probably I should, but I'm kind of scared of that potential c5 break. So this kind of, again, this is the kind of stuff that grandmasters absolutely love to play. This is mixing up the move order, and you gotta be very careful. When you underpinned like this, a lot of things might happen, man. A lot of things might happen. So that's why I love pinning, right? So remember my saying, pin for the win, right? This is one of those times, guys. So rook d6 check, king e5, f4, invitation for a mate. You decline. Smart choice. A smart choice. Okay. Take 4, but extra pawn is extra pawn. It gives me that nice feeling in my stomach, right? Finally, knight is getting some play. Ooh, I blundered that, but okay. Hopefully it's not then. Oh, but I blundered bishop at b5, knight c3. I didn't see that. That's not good news. That is not good news. That means I have to play something crazy and ridiculous like this. And he plays this. And bishop d3. He grabs the pawn, yeah. Okay, so I completely misplayed this position. Ooh, no time. There is no time. Running out of time. And black is doing absolutely fine, yeah. Well, thank you for the bishop, though. Thank you for the bishop. Check. And it's a famous mate, right? Okay. I don't care about flag, man. As long as got good position. You did blunder, though, yeah? But then I blundered myself. Okay, so not bad. Bishop b5, my knight c6, second pawn. Yeah, it was completely winning, obviously, after I win the pawn, but then pause and play, video frozen. Yeah, bishop h3. Is the Kavalik against the Fianchetto kit playable? Yeah, it's a good line, I remember. It's a good line, but white has advantage in these lines. White has advantage. Hello, Mr. Pneumatic. Oh, I'm 2773. Wow. I should do these nights more often then, yeah? Get some rating points up. Oh, speaking of the devil, here we have this 4-pawn attack. Let's see. As I said, I don't remember the right lines here. I do recall that this was supposed to be okay for black. And then knight c6. There were some lines here like b6. Probably not in this move order, but I remember this line was supposed to be good for black. Okay, bishop b7. Dukis, you remember this line, man? For black kid against white, bishop g2, fianchetto. Alright, I'm asking the expert here. This guy is coming on like Chinggis Khan. No, this is standard. This is the 4-pawn attack, guys. This is standard stuff. This is standard. Probably no d5 yet. Knight h5, knight g4 looks very interesting, right? e5 also looks bloody interesting. Alright, let's go e5. I'm just very curious because this knight goes to d4 now, and with the bishop on b7, things are looking up. It's fine for black. You think so, yeah? Yeah, so I think so also, but let's see. Let us see this. Yeah, definitely not e5. e5 is probably the wrong way to play this position. Probably wrong way to play this position, for sure. I'm pretty sure it's not the right way to play this. I mean, such plan exists. Yeah, I was just being impatient. Normally, you probably play queen c7, put the rook on e8, then maybe go even for d5 break, right? Not e5, but d5 break. But I just wanted to check this structure. I want to find out if this was good stuff. So, like this. Probably c takes d5 was more cautious. But I want to test my idea here. I want to put the bishop on e5 now. So let's see if I can do that. Let us see. Well, in this case, I must take, I think. I don't have a choice. I must take. I don't have my choice. And queen h4, I think. Right, okay. And the idea is that I want to finally get the bishop on e5. And it looks pretty good for black, to be honest. Because white is not in time to do damage here, and the bishop is way close for him to join the fun. Structurally, black is better. So I think white misplayed it somewhere, but he was definitely good at some point. So if I take on g3, It must give me a check and take queen takes g3, obviously. Well, there is no choice. You gotta play queen g3, man. There's nothing to think. Oh, rook h5. Oh, I blundered that. For some reason, I thought it was the... Okay, but rook f6, yeah? Funny position. Funny positions. Guys, look at this position. This is really funny, yeah? This is kind of really funny. But I hit this pawn, attacking your bishop. Oh, you take this pawn, you attack my bishop. Wait, you should have taken on d6, man, and rook d7 check, right? Because this is just a piece up. Yeah, that was a really funny position, guys. No, come on, guys. See that? Yeah, he attacked my queen and I attack his queen, right? There's like cross attack. We have... What? Elizabeth just rated my channel with 51 viewers. My God. Lizzie, it's been a long time. Thank you very much for raid. Appreciate it. Elizabeth, one of the strongest German players in history, I think, of Germany, right? Okay. The huge talents, not only in chess, but also in singing. All right. Thank you, Lizzie. See what I was talking about? Bishop g5, Trumpovsky. Thank God I know what to do against Trumpovsky, right? I have my secret weapon. I do have some of my secret weapons. I'm not sure about this f3 though, to be honest. Yes, I know she was not only in the German military, but I think she was in NATO, yeah? Yeah. e4, crazy. Can I play e5 here so we can be doubly crazy? Thank you for following. Streaming 15 years ago, this is unthinkable. Do you plan on writing a book on your life? No. I already have a book on my selected chess games, if that's that satisfies your thirst for knowledge. The link to my books is on my channel. So let's kick this bishop out. Or force him to take on a c6. The choice is yours. Okay. The choice is yours. And now we have to watch out for all those cheapos with f4. So what would the solid dude play in this position? I'm pretty sure the solid dude would play rook g8 here. Put the rook on the file. Okay. Great. Knight g3. If you play like this, then we're gonna definitely take you on your offer to pin, to make a pin, right? You know that I am all about the pin. And of course, pawn grabbing. The only question is, if white plays knight e2, should I just go directly pawn grabbing by taking on b2? Or maybe pretend that I should maybe finish my development first? Oh, in this case, you definitely want to pawn grab, because even though my structure is like doesn't look so hot, it's still an extra pawn. Still an extra pawn. Although white probably has some decent chances to make a draw. Maybe. I don't know. So rook b8, taking away b6 square, preparing king d8, bishop d7, attacking this knight. So as I mentioned before, king d8. Oh, he runs away, of course. Bishop d6, now switching the target. Yeah, I mean, extra pawn with a pair of bishops, just too strong advantage, I think, for black. c4 is coming also. Right, this should be winning for black, of course. Yeah, this should be winning. As I mentioned before, in this case, you just play c4. You get a lot of pawns. Then the rooks are getting useful, right? You get the rook to b2. You're playing London since 11 years old. No prizes for guessing who is my London idol. What is your favorite chess book? Tough question, guys. Tough questions. You guys asking me these tough questions.
I know.
Hmm?
I know.
My wife knows what?
Your favorite chess book?
My favorite chess book? What is my favorite chess book?
Fisher? About
About Fisher?
Yes, the one Fisher wrote.
The one that Fisher wrote? My Memorable Chess 60
Yes,
Games?
yes.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a good book, for sure. That is definitely a good book. My wife has a good taste in chess.
Good memory of what he's saying.
And she also has a good memory. Okay. 60 games, yes. Do you like living in Russia more than in the US? I live here because my wife is a Russian citizen. It's not bad here. It's much cheaper than in the US, to be honest. I would definitely recommend, if you've never been to Russia, I would definitely recommend you coming here. You know, just for the tournament, just to experience it for yourself, because it's one unique experience. It's like, remember, when you were a kid, probably, you had that goal to visit as many countries as you can in your life, right? Now it's probably a good time to do that. See, you got really... Yeah, I have too much time, man. I can win this, believe me. I have 32 seconds. That is a lot of time. Thank you. Okay. Last book in chess is Mr. Artur Yusupov books. Do you think Fischer didn't challenge Karpov? Because he hated Russians, Soviets. He hated Soviets. Fischer hated Soviets with such a deep passion. It's really, really hard to explain. Like, remember, guys, if you read Asimov book, you should, right? There was this story about the guy who gets thrown into the future, right? Where he meets a lot of aliens, and there is a specific race of aliens which are very, very angry, for no reason, just because the attitude is it's probably a tough life or something. And this guy, he was not only thrown to the future, but he was given this telepathy gift, right? And in the end, he explains the plot, right? How he arrived at some conclusion. I'm not going to spoil the story to you, so I'm not going to tell you it. But he says, but this alien, he hated Terrans, right? The Earthlings, like with so intense passion. It was like really hard to understand, even for me. Even though he's a telepath, right? He like understands minds, yeah. But it's like such thing exists, right? Sometimes you hate and you love with a passion. So passion is important. Passion, like music and chess. It's a gift. The distance here is around 12 hours. Moscow is better for tourism. I don't like Moscow. I prefer St. Petersburg because it's a more cultural city, right? Moscow is a seat of power for Kremlin, for sure. But if you want to talk about, if you want to see real Russian culture, then St. Petersburg is for you. Spassky was a Soviet, correct, but he was also very independent thinking Soviet, right? He was the worldly man. He later married a French woman and he moved to France, right? So I think I like Spassky. Like Korchnoi and me, we're kids, students under Vladimir Grigorьevich Zak from St. Petersburg. So I got really lucky that I had such a coach, when I started playing, when I started chess, right? Because you know, it's cool. It's a kind of amazing feeling when you understand that you're sharing this huge heritage. Okay. So what is going on here? Queen h5, preventing my plans for the long castle. Just when I was thinking I'm very comfortable here. Good job. I like this move. Queen h5. Alright, so let me try to play queen e6 here. I really like queen h5. That was a good move. 2 points to anybody who guesses my intention is to play what? King d7, bishop f5. That's right. Bobby was the greatest chess player there ever was. Yeah, I'll agree with that statement. I think Bobby was the great. Bobby the Great. Just like Peter was the Great, right? Peter the Great, and there's this Bobby the Great. Bobby is the greater because he is the chess dude. Alright, so bishop f4. Oh, but now I can castle, finally. And we are completely winning. Bishop f4 was, I don't know, very strange, yeah? Because now you open everything. Everything, including the H file. So instead of bishop f4, f3, and rook e1, immediately open lines, right? You have pair of bishops. You should open the position, man. All right. Owen totally crap or playable. There's nothing wrong with b6 on the first move. It just transposes into a lot of lines. I mean, who isn't scared of Karpov? Well, you should not be scared of your opponent just because he is a stronger player, right? You should take it as the opportunity to learn from your opponent. Always. Carlson said he is much better than Fischer. Well, the youngsters, they never cease to get a chuckle out of me, yeah, with their statements. Yeah. So if Magnus really said that thing, that then I can say, okay, Magnus, you still have a lot of things to learn. But I don't think he said that. Yeah. Carlson is exposed to more theory than Fischer. Who cares about theory, guys? Come on. You should know by now that theory is not everything. All right, so how do I play here? I am not sure how I play here, so let's play knight f3. Wait, yeah, I should probably play knight f3 here. There is a small trick. There is a small trick. Let's see if I get it correctly, though. So the question is, if black plays queen c7, can I take on h7, go knight g5, which is pretty standard reaction, right? I get a feeling that I can't do that, so black should probably something else. I was more worried about f6, to be honest, and then because you get that e5 thing, right? And then e4 maybe. So I was more worried about f6, but alright, let's check it out. Let's just take it anyway, because I'm not sure what is this e5, but you play like this, and then I'm fine. Then I should be completely fine. Because we get this French structure, but with the pawn on c3 instead of on d4, and I think it still favors white. Especially I have a nice pair of bishops, right? So with a nice pair of bishops, white should be better here. Yeah, clear advantage for white now. Pebble in the sky. It might be, man. I don't know. I love Asimov books. You know, the guy was amazing, right? The guy was simply amazing. So let's put the queen to g3. Скажите несколько слов на русском, пожалуйста. Здравствуйте. Я Гата. Приветствую вас на свой канал. Okay. So, the Foundation series was so good. Yes. Yep. I mean, Asimov, then that Michael Crichton, right, and Chuck Chalker were among my favorite books. I absolutely adore science fiction, of course. I love science fiction. I mean, science fiction is cool. All right, so how do we win this game? We probably have to double our rooks, right? Put the bishop on d4 and then create pressure somewhere along. So bishop d4, setting up a trap. If black plays e5, then I can play bishop g6 or queen g6. I kind of like bishop g6 here. And that means I get the pawn or an exchange. And if rook f8, then obviously bishop e5, knight e5, queen e5. I'm willing to forego my attack just if I can grab that extra pawn and transpose the game into the endgame. And for that, I'm willing to give up my attack, just because to have that extra pawn, because I believe in extra pawns in the endgame, guys. I believe I can fly, right? Where was that crazy song, right? Yeah, remember that song from the, my God, I feel old. What was that song? That guy singing, like, he believes he can fly. He can, then across the sky, right? It was like 90s. No, 90s, not the 80s. Pardon. Right, that one. Right. Okay. Technology could allow it eventually. William Gibson was Van Gogh. How you doing? Hi guys. Have you read Vals by Philip K? No, there's so many authors I haven't read, guys. So many authors I haven't read. You know why? Because I've been playing games since I was like 12. Ever since I came to the United States and somebody introduced me to the world of Tetris. Boom. And then I saw in the arcade, right? What happened is that I used to watch a lot of, you know, those Hong Kong 80s Kung Fu flicks, right? I'm a huge fan of those as well. So what happened? I went to the store, and then I see a bunch of kids standing around some arcade game and playing it. I had no idea what that was. I just came from the Soviet Union. I have no idea what arcade is, right? I mean, Soviet Union, the arcade was basically like, remember that Commodore 64 game where you have the two players, you have to ping the ball across, right? With those two things. That was awful stuff, man. So, and then I come to the United States and I see, wow, they have these great, amazing things here, right? I was like really shocked. Then that's how I got introduced to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? That was the name of that game. And once I really got into it, I got into that the Strider, remember? That was a fantastic game. Like, the graphics were so beautiful for the time. And then, of course, you're flying the spaceship, right? You're flying the spaceship and you're arriving in the Kazakhstan, right? Which was written in Russian, actually. My God, that game was beautiful. I'm serious. I love that game. Many years later, I would even load up the PC emulator just to play it again. And right, Strider Hero, right, exactly. And that's it. That's how that is what happened. I got hooked on all those games. Then once I got the PC, you know, sort of like supposedly studying chess, instead I was playing Ultima. I was playing all those games. It was crazy. And of course, all those floppies, right? Floppy disks, Civilizations. And with as the years went by, games only got better. Blade Runner, great movie. My God, I love that movie. I love that movie. Blade Runner. I didn't read the book, unfortunately. I will admit that. I did not read the book. I'm pretty sure the books are always better than the movies. They are. But I love the Blade Runner movie. Although the sequel was not so bad, right, guys? Or you didn't like it? I thought the sequel was not that bad. Fifth Element, okay, sure, but I'm not a big fan of Bruce Willis, to be honest. Not really that big fan. Is the good movie about the well, I was hoping you play this because I have this made, right? So I think I could beat Tal pretty easily. Fisher would be more difficult, but I think I could beat him too. All right, that's a little bit different, guys. That's a little bit different. I don't see Carlson talking smack about these guys. He's just saying that he can beat these guys. Depends on what kind of Tal he plays, right? If the Tal was a later version, his older years, yes. But if the Tal was in his prime, when he was a world champion, I would want to see Carlson beat him very easily, right? That I disagree with. Fischer would be more difficult, but I think you can beat him too. Again, if we're talking about Bobby Fischer playing in prime years, I would love to see Carlson try. I would love to see Carlson try to beat Bobby in his best years. Again, too bad we cannot do that, right? We would love to see those matches. Personally, I would be absolutely ecstatic to see such things being happen. But unless you guys introduce the time machine, we're not gonna do that. All right, unfortunately. Can you describe we have 6 hours per day for practicing in chess? How should we deviate for practice? Oh my God, please don't ask me such questions for 6 hours. That brings me memories of professional chess. No, I refuse to answer these questions. 6-hour chess is not good for your health, man. You're playing correspondence, aborted. Oh, I'm playing correspondence. My God, I apologize. No correspondence chess, please. I'll free you a draw. Because I don't play correspondence chess. Thank you so much for your understanding. Okay, thank you for mentioning, guys. Thank you, appreciate. Did you watch District 9? Yes. Yeah, he did play fast, and that was good. Can you describe we have 6 hours per day? So again, 6 hours. No, I refuse. I refuse, man. 6 hours of torture. No, I refuse. Well, if we're talking about sleep, then you need 8 hours of sleep, right? 7 hours or 6 hours is good once you hit 50 or something. Then it's okay, yeah. But you should get your 8 hours of sleep for sure. And chess, unless you are a grandmaster and you reach that level where you can compete with the top dogs, then that's probably not the most wise investment. And you gotta be really good or have very strong ambitions. Alright, so this position should be good for black. There should be a standard rook f4 exchanged trick somewhere. Not allowed in correspondence chess. I mean, chess will be solved before 2100. No, they will not be solved. Nobody wants to solve chess, man. They should solve, actually, you know what they should solve and put the computers to? They should find the cancer for cure for cancer, right? And remember those civilization games? They always promised us the cure for cancer in those games, right? That should be one number thing. Yeah, so cure for cancer, please. All those games promise it to us. Where is it? I want to see it. Yeah, Sid Meier. That's true. Where is the cure for cancer, guys? Where is our promised cure for cancer? Yeah, broken promises. Yes, exactly. All right, so here I wanted to try something fun. So let's see if c6 works. Because I want to open up this thing on the queen side. I think white is just a little bit just a touch too comfy here with all his things here. So rook c8. White is attached too comfortable on the queen side. So let's shake things up a little bit there. And let's grab this. On the other hand, I really don't want that knight to go to f6. That would not look good on my... I don't know. Ah, screw this. Let's try it. I'm not playing a tournament game, right? So why not? So let's test this out. Queen e6. Let's test this out. Have you played poker online? Yes, I did. Man, I wish I didn't. I'm so thankful that I stopped just in the right time. I think I played it roughly for 2 years, just when the poker wave hit the US, like in 2006, right? 2007. Those were the years that I played it. My God, the level of concentration you need. I also played on those Sunday online poker tournaments, right? My God, 6 hours just sitting in that chair. Oof, that's even worse than chess, man. That's even worse than chess. That was an awful experience, to be honest. Just really bad experience. Chess blowing up. Hikaru has 40k viewers. Good for him. Which country do you live? I live in Russia. I live these days in Russia, guys. In Russia. Okay. So let's play Queen f7. I mean, that was the whole reason why I played this. Right, trying to get the knight to d6 to d4, but now I have to give up this bishop. I don't know, this doesn't feel right, but okay. Alright, so I need to get my bishop to e7 ASAP. Or I can play this. Let's see how this works, right? So I promised you the exchange sack, so here it goes. Let's see if it works. I don't trade rooks. And we're gonna have this game. Fortunately for me, he's down to 17 seconds. Which is good news for me, obviously. Queen f6. Knight f7. That means we're gonna play... Ooh, I don't know. g5. Yeah, let's go. g5. g4. e5. All right. What is going on? Check. h4. Queen g5. Gotta take this thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Bishop f6. Take. Ah. Ah. Check. I don't know what that check did. Yeah, nothing. Alright, not bad. Good game, man. Just not blowing up. Hikaru just using popular streamers for subs. Yeah. Why isn't London System played on the highest level? It is! I don't know why you're saying it's not played. Carlson played it. Kramnik played it, so it is on the highest level for sure. Okay. See, my broken promises. He still save 2 from the other guys. No idea. Japanese tutor, thank you so much. Hi, man. Привет. You can speak Russian. Great. They always describe you as cold and so on. Well, I warmed up when I got older, I guess. You know? And guys, and this was probably the last game. Alright, I'll play the last game. This is gonna be the last game because I promised a 2-hour playing viewer stream. What is the best setup? The best setup is the kid setup, right? King's Indian setup, in my humble opinion. And if you're very careful in that kid setup, there is plan with knight d7, knight c6, knight d7, e5, f5. That is very aggressive plan. Very dangerous. If you are into that sort of aggression, then I recommend that plan to you. If you're a more positional player, then double fianchetto your bishops, go for that e5 plan, right? Or you can play c5, right? c5, that also works. c5, knight f6, the structure was d takes c5, d takes c5, right? I mean, a lot of, black has equalizing lines in a lot of ways. It's just a matter of transition from opening to the middle games, how familiar with the structures, because the game is not won in the opening, it is won in the middle game. That is the whole point of London system. You put the onus of the battle on middle game. And if you're a stronger player, usually that's how you outplay your opponent. That is the point. Why electronical places of the world similar to South Korea, Japan do not import chess so much? I have no idea what you just said, man. I apologize, but I have no idea what was that all about. When was Fischer peak? I think his peak was right when he played Spassky for the World Championship match. That was his peak. Pretty sure that was his peak. Fischer's peak was 92. My God. Plano, don't bring that in the chats. I have no idea. Let's not discuss other streamers because they are my colleagues, because Naka was my colleague as well, right? He's been my competitor. He's a super GM still, right? He is actually, getting into his prime age right now. He is playing his best chess of his life right now. That is why he is winning all these online Blitz tournaments. Not just because he is especially good in Blitz, but also because it is the biological clock that is bringing together everything for him right now. Okay? It's like, it's called the Jesus Christ age of man. All right? If you know what I'm talking about. All right. Why I left the USA? Because I have a Russian wife. FFL. It stands for my episode with Chess24 guys. I called them up because they... I don't want to talk about Chess24. Just no, not worth the... not worth it. All right. Let's just say I'm very disappointed with these guys. And they have huge plans for getting big, right? So more power to you guys. More power to you guys. Okay. There's 3,000 rated bots. 3,000 rated bots? Q Chess V3. I don't want to play bots. I just played Lilu Chess bots that kicked my ass so bad. I felt like a high schooler. Alright. I don't want to have that feeling again. Alright. So, I do appreciate your challenge though. I mean, somebody cares about my streams and my chess still. So I appreciate that. H4. Where is this little pawn is going? The little engine that is kicking. Right, bishop g6. Okay. Alright, let's put this knight on d4. Finally trade this guy on f5. Just getting too comfortable there. And we're gonna put our bishop on t4. Actually, we can undouble our pawns here, yeah. We should probably undouble our pawns and play this. I mean, bishop on d4, yeah, I should have taken with the bishop on d4 because that would be one mega bishop, right? Just one mega bishop. It's beautiful bishop on d4. Just take on c6, play b4, b5, wherever. And a3. No, bishop e3 first, make sure no g5 tricks, right? So I'm waiting for black to declare his king's position. Once he declares it, now I know there's nothing to fear on the king side. And in fact, Once the black castles to the king side, that means that I can actually start my action on the king side myself. Right, probably just grab this thing, because my knight will be able to get this real nice square on c5 now. And knight does go to c5, and black really looks not happy here. Can grab the exchange, should I? I don't know. I don't want to take advantage of the fact that my opponent doesn't have much time. As I tried to explain before, we can play here because the H file is actually my playground, man. That's where I'm gonna attack your king. The question is, how am I going to do that? Simple, just starts with this, queen h3. Rook h1 is coming, right? And f5, okay. Then we can play probably g4. Queen g4, queen h5. Grab, grab. Still a lot of mates are coming, man, right? I mean, obviously you could defend better, but it's lousy position, to be honest. All right, both super useful and detrimental. They are super useful is because they help you with your preparation. All right. Leon Beast. Leon Beast. All right. Any of the veterans except Leon Beast that I haven't played yet. You know, veterans in my chat, they do get the special privileges though. All right, so let's see which veteran I haven't played yet. I don't remember playing Leon Beast yet, but I don't see a challenge, man. So you can still challenge me because you're a veteran. You've been with me like for this since my start here, since my start of the streaming. I will play you guys. Do you consider Fischer Spassky Sveti Stefan match to be World Chess Championship? That is a trick question. That is a trick question. All right. All right, Mr. Leon Beast, challenge me. So, I think I played everybody, all the veterans and a lot of people. And Leon Beast, what is your challenge? Would you prefer normal London system or the Chipava? I prefer London normal system. Yeah, Chipava, let Chipava play that. I play normal Londons. Okay, last game for tonight, guys. And again, I do the simuls on Friday. Thank you, Radagast. Thank you. Just pointing that out. All right, I do the simul on Fridays. 20-minute time control. You get a minute per increment. And I've lost so many games in the simuls. I haven't remember last time when I lose so many games in over-the-board simul. But people doing great preparation, obviously. That helps. Yeah, I know it's not MFL, but he is a very cool dude. That's all that matters. So a3, basically white plays a3, he gives me a tempo, right? So I get a very good Schwenningen now. Supposedly. And just gonna play d6, knight d7. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm going to do. And then black prepares sort of d5, knight d5, knight c4 some point. And if you want to see the game, how to play as black, you should watch me getting crushed by Topalov in the Amber tournaments. I got crushed by Topalov when I was playing too passively against him. So after I lost that game, it was a very instructive game, great game by Topalov. I got really pissed off. And the return game, I played black. I said, you know, I can play Sicilian too. So I played my Khan Sicilian, and I crushed the guy with a counter attack. Because he sacrificed the knight on f3 in the first game to win the game. So in the second game, I made sure I sacrificed something on f3 as well. All right, so we were kind of both even with that. So if you guys can take a look at those games, those were pretty good stuff. All right. Yeah, that was yeah. Topalov was I consider him to be a rival for sure. I didn't think he was playing better chess than me. That's another thing. But he was definitely much better prepared than me. Much better prepared than me. So I lost the match to him in the 2009, and then I beat him in the revenge candidates match in 2011. And that's it. Too nice defense. B5. I don't like B5, man. I'll tell it straight. I'll tell it straight to you. I don't like B5 at all. So if you have some other line, play that. Here, usually I just sack the exchange, and because after D5, this double pawns, they suck, right? Black just gets this rook to the C file, eats these pawns. So I get pair of bishops, I get very strong pawns formation in the center now. White has a lot of weaknesses. I would say the computer would evaluate this position as huge advantage for black. All right, this is standard Sicilian pawn sack. White has to do something like A4, something crazy, right? But not here because of B4, probably. Yeah, so this is why Sicilians are so nice for black. Yeah, I heard about that. Suddenly to win the world championship. No comment on Topalov because I'm not an expert on Topalov. Okay, whatever Topalov wants to do is his own business. Just leave me out of it. I don't want to know. Okay, so what is going on? Some kind of rook e4 is coming, maybe? I don't know. Too bad I cannot play knight b6. Or can I? Actually can. So let's play knight b6, knight c4. Right, because if you take on a6, knight c4, you take the bishop. I take on d2, and there is another threat on knight f3 check. So knight goes to c4, really nice square, or even a4. So take it slow. This is like huge torture for white, right? Because of this bishop on e4. This is a standard positional exchange sack. Yeah. That was a long time ago, guys. That game we're talking, that was a long time ago. That interview was taken a long time ago. If you ask Magnus now about his favorite chess game of all time, he will tell you a completely different game, for sure. All right? Because Magnus has changed, guys. He's being world champion for, what, 7 years? It changes people. Preparing that c4. All right, so let's grab this. Move the knight back. So I have 2 pawns officially now. And as I mentioned before, you know, remember that absolute power with the Clint Eastwood? Oh my god, I love Clint Eastwood, guys, come on. How can we not mention Clint Eastwood? And the spaghetti westerns, movies, the good, the bad, and the chess player, right? Alright, come on. Come on, those were the classics, guys. So, no, it's not the ugly, it's the chess player. We remade it. We remade that movie name. Yeah. Because chess is neither good, neither bad, and it's not ugly, right? Chess is just in its own category, I guess. All right. It can be, if you choose it to be, sure. It can be really violent. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns for an exchange. I am sitting pretty. I don't even know where should I start trying to win this game. It looks absolutely winning. Probably push the pawns, just follow my own advice, right? Whenever you have extra material, push the pawns. Actually, we now can get to activate our rook, free of charge, and keep the bishop pair. Maybe Ah, screw the bishop here. Let's go. Push the pawn. Well, we're discussing my favorite movies. Come on, guys. How bad can it be, right? How bad can that be? I'm into very heavy action 80s, 90s movies, right? I'm very into those stuff. Even though some people don't like Evil Dead, I thought Bruce was very fun actor. He still, I remember watching his sequel, right? Or it was not a sequel. There was like a movie. It was an independent movie, right? It was really a low budget movie. And basically the movie was some young kids, right? Some young kids, they read about this famous hero against the dead, right? So they decided to invite him against some possible danger. And then I remember this guy basically walks into the house, he sees the kid's mom, and he keeps putting his hand on the wrong place, right? What was my favorite chess movie played in a match? What? Chess movie played in a match. Right. So in the end, finally, they beat some evil stuff, and that guy and mom, they became a couple, right? But all right, again, that was fun movie. Faces of Death. Friday the 13th, guys. Friday the 13th. Come on, classical horror, right? Campy. Oh, it's my time. Ooh, I thought that you resigned. Sorry. Okay. I thought it was over. It isn't over until it's over, right? Sorry about that. Boom. All right, not a bad game, but don't allow me to exchange sacrifice that rook again, right? Yeah, I was like, thank God this thing, it actually gives you an audio warning, like when you're getting a long time, right? Yeah, you almost got me, man. So then I hear this, and I like trying to see what's going on. And I see that finally did you watch Millennium TV series? No TV series for me unless it's Star Trek related, all right? Unless it's Star Trek related. Please play some higher rated. No. Today I wanted to play my viewers, so I played you guys for 2 hours. And tomorrow I will try to get my rating up to 2800. No, I cannot do that because tomorrow is the title Tuesday on chess.com. So I will play tomorrow on the chess.com. We're gonna do what we do every title Tuesday. We're gonna look for suspicious characters, right? That's what we do in the chess.com tournaments. And on Wednesday night we will play try to get my rating to 2800 on Lee Chess. Transformers, absolutely, of course. Still a fan of X-Men movies, even though they suck, but the heroes, they never suck, right? The last one, the Dark Phoenix, was really bad. It was like cringy movie. The third one, the Apocalypse, was alright, but they could have made it better. The first class was good, right? And that was good. All right. So tomorrow chess.com action. Wednesday is Lee Chess back. Thursday probably just regular stuff. I don't know for what. And Friday we have the subscriber simul, guys. Stargates. My God, I forgot the Stargates. Yes, I watched all those Stargates, guys. Oh, it's perfect. Stargates. I'm a big Stargate fan. Big fan of the Stargates. Yeah. Stargates. I don't know. Better Star Trek or Stargate? Yeah. They both have nice moments. I like that Anderson guy. Yeah, he was very cool, chill kind of guy. Colonel, right? Colonel O'Neill, right? Okay, Married with Children. Come on, guys, stop killing me. Right, that was before my time. Although it was funny as heck for sure. All right, guys. So let's see who we can raid. Any suggestions? Let's see who we can raid. Any familiar faces? Chess, Anamaha. Who raided me today? It was Elizabeth, right? Elizabeth Pats. So let's see if she is still on. Mark. Let's kick Russian out. And we see a lot of streamers. I see myself. Watching Forsen become IFM Forsen. Okay. Subscriber reminder Monday with Fiancetta. Okay. Diana Mirza, I have no idea who that is. Bigfoot, okay. Travel via chess, learning how to play 5 minutes. Ibero-American, that's interesting. Friendly Bliss Torments. Daniel Dimovsky. Do I know any of these guys? I have no idea. Analysis. Happy Memorial. I don't know, guys. Who do you want me to raid? I'll raid that person. Kyu Takeover. Bodas Live. I don't think they need my viewership, but why not? Let's raid Chiyu. All right. I haven't seen Chiyu in a long time. All right. I see she's on Bota's channel, but okay, doesn't matter. Let's raid that girl. All right. Chiyu. She is a very talented, very strong chess player. All right, so we are ready for the invasion, guys. All right. Okay. And 180 viewers, and we are rating.
Thanks so much, AF.
All right. Hi, Chiyu.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Gata.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hello. Hello,
Yeah,
Gata.
it's been a long time.
Thank you so much for the raid.
Sure.
Okay, this is such an awkward game to get raided on because I'm totally losing. But thank you so much.
All right. All right, guys. Leaving you all.
Everybody.
Take care.
Welcome.
Everybody. Bye.
Hello, everyone.